between the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Burrow. Now the pressure comes, and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
2 plays so far, run.
So that'll leave Burrow.
Set up a throw.
They're looking for Higgins, but it
feed off of mistakes like this, and now it's a prime opportunity. Just moments in the game to get a short field touchdown off of their big defensive play. Now on the other side, they were already the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. They'll run with Chubb.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Only able to pick up a yard, and that's going to leave them with a long 4th and goal.
Well, if this defense can hold them to a field goal here, what a win that would be.
Not just a win on the possession, but psychologically take over the ball game. This started with 1st and goal, so they were in 4-down territory right from the beginning. I say you finish it off and go for the touchdown.
So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a 1st and goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Their 2nd drive here of the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football.
Well, this defense for the Browns, they were fantastic a week ago in that win over Houston.
And what keyed their victory? The pass rush. Got to the quarterback 6 times for sacks. And plenty of other turbulence in the pocket for him as well. Hard to throw the ball downfield when all you're seeing is opposing jerseys come at you.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
So on is the lefty, Kevin Huber, to kick it away for the Bengals here on 4th down. And now the up man has it. It's a fake.
pays off. They get the first. So they get the first down. Maybe not a huge play in terms of yardage, but the fake punt does the job. And I don't know what the method is to know when to dial up a fake punt, when not to. Whatever the method there, it worked for them.
I think you actually did explain it. There is no method. It's just a feel, a sense, and a healthy dose of guts in order to call that play in that situation.
Element of surprise, I guess, right?
Yeah, element of surprise and just a strong belief that, hey, we're going to get it done.
The Bengals at 5-7 now on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And they were able to tough it out last week, a close one-score game, and those are the kind of wins that pull you together.
And Burrow going to be hit and taken down. They got him. Jadeveon Clowney, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Well, last game he had 2 sacks, got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Jadeveon Clowney drops him again for the second straight play, and it brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter, Kevin Huber, to punt it away. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Watson's throw taken in by Cooper here. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 42-yard line.
A good gain on 1st has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Well, these two teams met in Cleveland earlier in the year with the Browns coming out on top. So a win here in Cincinnati would give them the season sweep 2-zip. They run again on 1st down, Chubb. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. And again, it's Chubb. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. To throw is Watson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You can see and feel the disappointment on that one because you saw some guys on the sidelines jumping up going, oh no. Looked like they had that one set up well on 3rd down. But you got to give yourself time to get rid of the football.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The Bengals drive about to get going. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. That's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Here we go.
On 2nd and 12, Burrow. He's got his man on the crossing route. This is Higgins. So the completion good for 7 there. And it's 3rd and 4 now.
He kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
11 MT, pace. 11 MT, 42.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
But that one hurts defensively. They force him into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up a big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3-and-out. Mixon with a 1st down carry. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Back to Mixon on 1st down. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Here we go, here we go.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Mixon on the toss right. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his 4th down call.
Here we go, here we go. 12.
They'll try and run with Mixon, going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or 2. Denied on 4th down is Joe Mixon. A chance to get some momentum here in the 2nd quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, sure, you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in, but I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys, we didn't get it this time. It's only the 2nd quarter. We'll be back. Let's get it later on. I want to keep this team up. I don't want them to feel like they've let everyone down.
Positive.
Got to be positive in this situation. It's too early to think that you don't have a chance to win this game.
Watson on 1st down. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A very solid gain of 27. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful, your loop back like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to zone.
Oh, Chubb fumbled it, and the Bengals grab it. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having 2 hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
He's got exactly what you're looking for, the ability to not just diagnose a play and quickly, but to make a play as well. Nice job there tackling him for a loss.
from the gun. Here's Watson. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Problems on third down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on third down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to third down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on first and second down.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They're coming off a fourth down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on fourth down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
They go play action with Burrow. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
On one, right? 11. 12. Right 80.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. That one goes for 24 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
On second down, here's Mixon. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging the defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge.
11-90.
Again, it's Mixon. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Burrow. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
11.
On third down, Mixon. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. And that is no good.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
The Browns drive about to get started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Back to throw, Watson. Dancing to his left. Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And the Bengals are going to get the football here at their own 23. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
And they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson going up top. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Here we go.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their 38. He'll hand it off here. This is Mixon. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Decided to hand it off that time on the run pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
Again, it's Mixon. He's got it to the 43 here.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Running left, it's Mixon. And he's going to take this down close to a 1st down at the Browns' 38.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
And Mixon not going to get there. Running into a wall here, and they'll stop him short. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on third.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So he missed that field goal earlier, but he says not this time. Able to knock it through, give his guys 3.
I like his poise. I like his confidence, his belief in himself. Sometimes when you miss that first one, you'll see a lot of guys sag. And
he goes down right there. And the tackle there by Jermaine Pratt.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
A good action to this point in the third quarter, just a 3-point game, 2nd and 10. Now Chubb running right, and he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now Burrow to throw on 2nd down. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 21 yards there on 3rd down.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep with the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
11.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. So on 4th down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. McPherson's kick is good, and that will tie things up at 6-6. So the defense able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get 3 out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides would be thrilled with that.
The Browns drive about to get started. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39.
56 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They run it again with Chubb. Powers through him. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say, 200 plus?
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
A gain of 4 yards. 1st down, Cleveland.
A give running right is Chubb. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They'll try the air now with Watson. And he's going to have the hook up the short at the 30. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 20-yard line. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. They'll run with Chubb. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. And again, it's Chubb. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And Chubb fighting, but nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped short of that 1st down marker. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. They'll run for it. Chubb. And I don't think he got in. He didn't. He's stoned at the 1-yard line. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Bengals are going to get the football back. So they pass on the chance to kick the go-ahead field goal, and that may be one they're going to regret big time.
And I think the head coach is going to have some splaining to do,
yeah.
right? Because in this situation,
Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, I don't know if careless is the right word there, but bottom line, here in the fourth quarter tie game, you can't do that.
You sure can, Brandon, and not only do you give up the lead, now you've got to turn around, punt it away from your own 20 as well. So it's really a double whammy, but time's starting to become a factor.
The Browns drive about to get started. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. And Chubb try the middle here. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Browns will add to their fourth quarter lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes this a 9-point game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback.
Here we go, here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's second down.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
To try again after the sack. Burrow. Now Burrow loses the football. Fortunate to get that football back because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
And the word I think of here is opportunity because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points. But the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Airing one out for Boyd. And unable to connect. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Here's Kevin Huber now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Browns drive about to get started. They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt. Oh, able to avoid him. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
This is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Out of the gun, Watson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That could have been a huge play, but give the defender credit. Stayed calm, stayed collected, and kept himself in a position to make a play on the ball without a penalty.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. York able to send this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
On first down, they look downfield, and it's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. It's another first down on a big gainer there, 33 yards. Now Burrow. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
The Browns drive about to get started. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Throwing now, Watson. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
And that's a nice job there, because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10.
Hey, you got to snap it. You got to snap it.
Here's Watson. Oh, and that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game, because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. David Njoku, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter.
Extra point by York is up and good. And that will make this a 19-point game. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Here we go, here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
11.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2.
11 MT, paint. 11 MT.
Now Burrow on first down. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown Bengals. T. Higgins, 46 yards. And the Bengals are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter.
Flow.
Throwing, Burrow. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. And Watson's going to throw it here. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.